everyone, Gnome is here, and welcome to your April 2015 episode of Out of the Vault. As always, if you need to catch up, please take a look at the playlist provided in the box below. So today is going to be a real treat. I did another little one of those switcheroos. Now, I said I wasn't going to do that for the Great Film Throwback Project anymore, but this is not the Great Film Throwback Project. This is Out of the Vault. I had no intentions of seeing the recent release of the live-action film of Disney's Cinderella, but based on all of the hype and all the praise that this movie was getting, I had to go see it. I will put a link to that video in the box below, but we're going to take a look at Disney's 12th animated classic from 1950, the original Cinderella. Again, with no bias compared to its recent live-action counterpart. This Cinderella film is actually more pivotal in the world of Disney classics than you may think, because if you really take a look back, this film, when it came out in 1950, was the real beginning of the Disney princess film, and also making Disney films, especially the animated classics, more geared towards children. We already did have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs as the first one in 1937-38, but the movies that came out in the Disney Classics library before Cinderella were not necessarily child-friendly. Cinderella was the first truly child-friendly Disney classic, and after that we got the true golden age of Disney all the way until Disney's death in 1967. This is a movie that I saw a long time ago when I was young, saw it numerous times, and now this was the first time in many years that I got a chance to see it, especially before the newest release, and I really did enjoy it just as much as I did before. I mean, it's not the most perfect Disney film, but it's a very good Disney princess story. It's a story of hope, a story of strength, a story about never being upset with who you are. They're not really portrayed as truly strong characters based on the time frame. Like, I think one of the things that happens in the songs with the mice is leave the sewing to the women. That's kind of sexist when you take a look at the stories, the modern day film. The movie itself is what it is, and it's not bad at all. It's got some great Disney characters, definitely one of the darkest villainesses in Lady Tremaine, and even though she doesn't have much character development, as well as her daughters Anastasia and Drizella, you still despise her, but you also do truly see how evil she is. I also love the mice in the story. The mice are definitely the integral part of the Disney magic. I love the way that they talk and the way that they dress, thanks to Cinderella's knitting of their little clothing. Jack, Gus, and all the other mice are awesome, especially because they call her Cinderella, and you also have those wonderful songs and the mice make her dress, etc. I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the animated classic of Cinderella, where have you been all this time? It's just a wonderful, kind-hearted movie, and it's just the story of believing in yourself, and if you truly believe in your dreams, they will come true. There really isn't much character development as far as the prince in this film, but you know, based on what the movie was, there really didn't have to be. There was some decent character development for Cinderella, and even though the fairy godmother really is an integral part of the story, she's not really in the film that much, and even though Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo is now known as one of the worst Disney songs of all time, I still don't see it. I think it's fun. The songs are not that strong as a whole, if you really think about it. A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes is good. Cinderella, Cinderella is a good song. And they're not the greatest, but they're fun. The movie itself is an adorable piece of Disney nostalgia, and it was really great to see it again with high hopes of what the newest release of the live-action film was going to be. And another thing that I absolutely love about this story is Lucifer the cat. I just loved how much personality this animal got without even having to say a word, especially when he kept the mice on the run, and how much of a spoiled brat he was. The only negative thing I could really say about this movie, there are just a couple of points in the movie that you really don't need. I mean, there's a whole point in the movie where Cinderella is singing the song Sing Sweet Nightingale and she's just mopping up the floor. Maybe there is some significance to it that I just didn't see, but that was probably one of the few things I felt the movie could do without. Because along with that, that and maybe one other moment in the film, there are some very small, dull points. I mean, also the scenes where the king is talking to the Grand Duke, those were kind of forgettable scenes to me as a kid because I really didn't care about that. I just wanted to see Cinderella, I wanted to see the mice, I wanted to see the fairy godmother, the carriage, the glass slipper, the happy ending with the glass slipper fitting Cinderella. Spoiler alert! It is what it is, and it's a very good movie. It's a Disney classic. It's a proud piece of Disney's legacy. It's a movie that I would gladly see again. It's a movie I want to show my child or children when they come into this world, and I also believe that it may in fact be a movie that I would want to add to a Disney collection that I have decided to finally create somewhere down the line. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a perfect film, but it is a wonderful Disney classic, and I'm giving Cinderella 3.5 out of 4. So that's it, guys. Please leave your comments in the box below. Let me know your thoughts about Cinderella, and I'll see you in the next episode of Out of the Vault. Actions speak louder than words.